It's like a kitchen sink movie. It's literally everything. I guess revenge, but no. But then I guess empowerment, but not really. That's a subplot that we don't even do anything with except like 2-minute thing at the very end that doesn't even have anything to do with the main character. Like, there are things that this movie has ideas about and swings, and they're f***ing wonderful.
I love it!
But it's just slapped together in such an...
Inconsistent?
No, I think it was intentional. It was like trying to be punk rock, but it didn't have the frequency or resonance that like the distortion at the right pitch.
Yunkjunk! What's up to our sidekicks and henchfolk out there in the mother-loving geek nation? Thank you so much for joining us on one of the longest-running pop culture podcasts of all time in every piece of the multiverse. CultPOP Podcast Live, episode 165.
If you're new here, this is a place where we celebrate the things we love, like movies, comics, television, the disembodied spirit of Mary Shelley. I love that more than most. And all the other things that scratch your nerdy itch.
Tonight, we're broadcasting to you live from Yunkjunk, a bomb-ass podcast studio space here in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania.
I'm JD of Johnny Destructo's Hero Complex, located at 4327 Main Street, Philadelphia, PA 19127. It's a rad-ass comic shop that caters to rad-ass folks just like you. So get your rad jeans on, walk your rad sneakers down, and give me your rad money. Joining us tonight...
You have to be in jeans and sneakers, though.
That's right. No jeans, no sneakers, no service.
I could not know I'm in a skirt today.
Only
Today.
only rad money if it's sad money.
I don't want your sad money.
Or like...
I only have sad money.
Shit, me too.
No
that's why I don't want any more of it.
No loose change.
Joining us tonight, our regular host, Alice of Inside the Morgue.
Hi.
Actor, entrepreneur, and love of my life, Sushan Lai. And last, he's here, I guess, Noel, of a physical space on Instagram, all underscores. I did it.
Physical underscore, wait. Damn it, I had it.
Physical underscore media underscore space.
But also special guest freelance journalist and co-founder of Certified Forgotten, Matt Monagle.
Monagle, you were so close.
Tell us about yourself, Matt.
Hi. Well, first of all, thanks for having me. Do I look at you? Am I going to talk to you guys?
No, don't look at me at all.
Right.
Pretend like there aren't 6 cameras.
Okay, that's fantastic. I will do that. If I want to sound impressive, the way that I would introduce myself is to say, I'm Matt Monagle. I'm a freelance film critic. I have an MA in film studies from Columbia University, and I have written for sites such as Polygon, Inverse, and IGN. If I don't want to sound impressive, I run a horror site with my buddy.
Nice.
And we've been doing it for 6 years, and it's cool as shit, and I'm so happy to do it.
But see, when you introduced yourself the first time, I didn't get any of the impressive stuff. I only got the unimpressive stuff, and I was still very impressed.
I was working up to it a little bit.
But he threw rad money at you, and you were just like incredibly distracted. Yeah.
I wore jeans and sneakers in a Hero Complex, so I was just there to buy comics.
Yeah. I love that you write horror reviews.
Thank you. I do too.
That's it. That's all I got. I love.
We're so impressed.
Yeah, that's all it takes, really.
Hey, what's the website? What's new right now? What are you excited about?
Oh, good question. So the website is www.certifiedforgotten.com. We mostly specialize in underseen horror. So my business partner and I, my buddy Matt Donato, we focus primarily on little stuff that people aren't usually writing about. We turn down all pitches about John Carpenter or Wes Craven because we're like, that's pretty well covered. Give us like the weird and the international coverage.
Oh, I'm so excited to check this out.
Do you have a favorite recent?
Do I have a favorite recent? I have liked a lot of different things over the years. I would say I was probably the biggest out of everybody that I knew on Keeper by Osgood Perkins. I have a Black Coat Daughter tattoo.
That's one of my favorite movies.
It's a fantastic
film. I just rewatched it like this weekend.
I'm a big Oz Perkins guy. And my other tattoo is Ravenous, so that gives you a flavor of kind of like the vibes that I'm bringing to the table right now.
Okay, baller.
But yeah, Keeper was my favorite horror film of 2025. So
nice. I don't think I heard of it until you said it out loud the other day.
Skipped it after Longlegs because I didn't like Longlegs.
I liked Longlegs.
I didn't skip it forever. But I was like, I'll catch it later.
Was it in between Longlegs and the Monkey?
It was after Monkey. He did like 3 movies in 2 years.
Yes.
Yeah.
Didn't even catch it.
Keeper, Tatiana Maslany. It is a falling out of love story. It's just weird and vibey. And it's one of those films that if you are on its wavelength, it's going to be amazing. And if you're not, you're going to struggle through the whole thing.
As a horror.
As a horror film.
Okay, cool. Nice. Was that all the questions? Did we do it? Matt do it? Does he pass?
Hey, can I stay?
He has a black coat star tattoo. He passed.
Yeah. The ravenous one got
I'm
me.
good.
We also want to draw your attention to our podcast, or our producers extraordinaire, Vicious Marshmallow, aka Terry. Terry? Is that how you
That's
say it?
what they call me. Hello.
As well as his trusty cohort, Noah. Friends, I have 2 questions for you. One, if anyone is watching, listening, wants to know more about Yunkjunk HQ and the spaces and services, where do they inquire? I thought you were going to yell.
Yeah.
No? Oh, the Yunkjunk. Yunkjunk!
There it is.
I would just go to JD's comic shop and say, "Hey, JD, I hear you know a guy who puts things on the internet."
That's right.
And then after
He'll
that,
know it's me.
look at a book, look at the price, and say, I can get this online.
On Amazon.
But
Sure you're in
vocalize it for some reason.
I can get this on Amazon.
Have no chill and just say it instead of like maybe.
That's my favorite thing. Yeah.
Also, what is your favorite mashup of genres? And give examples if you can.
Go Noah.
I said retrofuturism, and Terry asked me, what's retrofuturism?
Basically, steampunk.
And I couldn't tell you if that's a mashup, because it's now just a genre, but Bioshock, man, literally, yeah, I like
Would you
steampunk.
consider the new Fantastic Four?
That's
Yes.
what I was thinking.
Yeah.
I would say
Yeah.
so.
The second I see it, I'll probably consider that.
Fair.
I mean, you've seen the aesthetic of the movie, right?
Yeah, definitely. It feels like the 50s, but everything's shining and in your
But
face.
Yeah, that's exactly it. Yeah. FF.
Really?
What?
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
That's what retrofuturism is.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's the future that they showed us
Fallout,
that they
kind
thought
of?
in the 60s
Fallout
what they
is
thought the
first
future was going to look like.
Future of the past.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fallout is a perfect example.
Fallout. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Now go.
Okay.
Yeah, you just
Tonight,
cut us off,
we're
man.
going to the
You just
brand
cut
new-
us off.
Tonight.
But nothing.
We're going to review the brand new take on a
That's
very old
me.
tale, Maggie Gyllenhaal's The Bride.
Rude. Go ahead. I'm
But
sorry
before
about
we do that, we're going to read emails and what we've been enjoying this past week. Remember, if you're live, feel free to like, comment, and subscribe, and hit that bell icon.
If you're watching this later, do that stuff also. Help us. Help us help you. Mostly just help us. We love a little back and forth, so pipe up in the chat. We're looking at it, so get in there. Hi, St. Saucy. He says, present. I'm assuming he raised his hand when he said that.
Must have.
You can also
Still,
send...
it was up the whole time until you said something.
so
Yeah.
finally it's like,
Acknowledged.
You can
Put
also
it
send
down.
the show emails to cultpopgo@gmail.com, and we'll address them here on the show, just like we're about to do with these 2 emails, because we got letters.
Do pink first.
Okay.
We have letters?
Oh, we got lots and lots and lots and lots of letters. Here we go. Pink Apocalypse wrote in, and she says...
Wait, before we read this,
yes.
do you guys want to contribute to the song? We could do it again.
Okay, we got letters. Oh, we got lots and lots and lots and lots of letters. There
That's right.
it
I
is.
didn't feel it, and I
Yeah.
felt it then. And I
I let
appreciate
you
it.
down. That was on me. I'm sorry. I'm new here.
You didn't know. We didn't let you know.
I know.
Pink
now.
says, trailer cliches. Here's a list of things I am
Put it in the wrong
over.
place.
When they happen, it doesn't provoke intrigue. It just provokes an eye roll. From the 80s to the recent past, when I, stopped watching trailers, really. 1, gravelly voice in a world. 2, giant laser shoots into the sky. 3, silence followed by deep bass drop. 4, stuttering action scenes with stuttering pounding sound. And 5, my new most annoying, the dramatic single piano key plink. I avoid trailers now. Is there anything to add? I also like to avoid trailers for things that I know I'm going to see. Like, there's going to be a Spider-Man trailer coming soon for whatever the brand new day movie is coming. And I'll watch the first one, but I will, after that, probably just not watch a trailer ever again for it. More often than not, I think that trailers show too many things about the film, and they ruin my experience because I very much am a person who likes to have a film wash over me and be surprised by events, and trailers generally suck all of that out. Scream 7. The entire opening sequence for Scream 7 is in the trailer. So stuff like that bothers me. Do you have anything that annoys you guys in trailers? Besides the slowed down rock song that sounds more like a lullaby now for a horror movie?
That's a new trope that sucks. Yeah.
I kind of like that.
Depends on the song.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I also, as you were listing off the things that Pink doesn't like, I made a trailer in my head of just all of those things. Here's a laser in the sky.
The Christopher Nolan wall.
Single piano key.
I feel like they don't do a lot of those anymore. They were of a time. There's no Inner World anymore. Like that doesn't really happen much anymore.
I think they stopped doing that when the movie Inner World came out. Wasn't there a film called Inner World?
It wasn't called that, but it was about voice actors.
Yeah.
But no, like the when the tropes become self-aware, they just hold off on them for a while. So like the beam in sky, that's forever. That's in movies, not so much just the
That's not a trailer thing. That's like a end of movie
Always
thing.
Power in the sky. I don't know. I can't think of anything. I watch trailers. I enjoy them, but I don't seek them out anymore. Like if it's the first trailer of something I'm looking forward to, I'll watch it. Anything else after that is like, yeah, if I see it, I see it. If I don't, I don't.
Right.
Usually the biggest stuff now that gets trailers, they are they're usually spoiler-verse in so much as they lie to us most of the time. Like they will go out of their way to either have different footage or adjusted footage or people that aren't actually in scenes there. So it's like if it's a vibe piece, I'm down. So I don't mind them. I don't actively avoid them.
Okay, fair enough.
If something in a trailer ruins the whole movie, the movie's got a problem, not the trailer. So I'm down.
My brain kind of goes the opposite of like trailers that I've liked recently, and I think one of my favorites was "Good Luck, Have Fun, Don't Die" because I saw it. I'm like, Sam Rockwell, I like it. Looks fun. I don't know what it is. Good enough. So,
But I don't think that spoils much of the movie.
right?
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
Well,
It gives you just enough.
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, in the trailer, there's giant hooves the size of cars and people spitting out glitter and all kinds of shit. So it spoils weirdness, but doesn't spoil like it. Yeah, I'm down.
Yeah.
Like I think the trailer for the movie we're going to talk about tonight was actually really great.
Yes.
I enjoyed the trailer of that movie
There is
more than the movie itself.
There is a scene in that trailer that's not in the movie. Speaking of being lied to.
Oh.
No, the bride. No, Bride of Frankenstein. No, just Bride. Ooh.
She does say that.
That's in the movie.
It is in the movie.
Okay.
It's just the line. So it's 80 art over a different scene.
That's
but
what I'm saying.
The lines in the movie.
That's what I'm
Okay,
saying.
you're right,
Yes.
yes.
Says
So
it
the
in-
thing that we see in the trailer
Is wrong.
is wrong.
Well, it's voiceover in the trailer over a different scene. It just happens. Like it's.
Oh, is it? Now I got to rewatch the trailer. Let's all watch the trailer.
Let's all
They're not
stop
people
what we're
talking
doing.
and seeing mouths.
Yeah.
It's just the lines are said and it's a different scene that they're said over.
But you're speaking to the fact that it used to be, because trailers would happen long before they had the final cut of a film, that you would like see the stuff that didn't end up making it into the movie.
Yeah.
Right.
So like whole scenes that just weren't in the final cut. And I wish more filmmakers, I mean, I'm a bad marketer if I suggest this, but I wish more filmmakers would put false stuff.
Yes.
Like shoot stuff
Yeah.
just for the trailer that has nothing to do with their movie.
Mini movies. Remember when
it
we had
should be
mini
that,
movies?
yes, very much so.
Spider-Man.
The Spider-Man.
Sam Raimi Spider-Man.
I was thinking even earlier than that with the first Back to the Future trailer was just Michael J. Fox's feet walking up to a car and rolling down the window and like putting on his sunglasses, and it just said coming this fall.
I don't remember
like
that.
they make small little movies,
Yeah.
and then you don't know
See,
anything else.
that I would
that
be
kind of shit
into,
was great.
for sure. Yeah.
Because even if it's just a shot, I will go into a film and they'll be like, oh, I love that shot. And then I wait the whole movie and I'm like, I haven't seen that shot yet.
Yeah.
And these characters are in it. So it suggests what just happened. You find you don't want to do that, but you find yourself being dragged into that by remembering the trailer pieces.
Yeah, there have been times where I've seen something in a trailer where, oh, that person's wearing that outfit, but they're dying and they haven't worn that outfit yet.
Yep.
So they're not going to die in this movie because they still have yet to wear that trailer outfit. Stuff like that.
It actually just recently happened with something we watched together, I think. Doesn't
I
matter.
wonder what it was, but yeah. So thank you, Pink, for emailing us. We have another one from Christopher St. Saucy. Good night. This is a long one, so I'm going to do some skipping. First, he says, it's hard for me to listen to you all when you talk shit about Scream 3. I love that film. Yeah, aside from a few of the new characters, no one matters. But who matters from Scream 2? Who knew Kirby and Judy would come back after Scream 4? But Parker Posey is amazing. Roman Bridger gives a stellar performance, and Erin Kruger had some balls to make Harvey Weinstein the villain in a movie he was producing. And doesn't have There's
was really in there.
somebody doesn't have enough screen time. And no, Blank doesn't have that much less screen time in 3. She just spends the majority of it alone or away from the other 2 main stars. Oh, I see.
He does a screen time rundown in the email.
Of all of the times of the, but we're going to skip that.
We're good.
Does it suffer from a lack of blood and gore due to it coming out post the Columbine massacre? Sure, but it makes up for that with its creepy aura and wicked humor. Not to mention the cameos from Randy, hated it, Jay and Silent Bob, hated it, and Carrie Fisher, always welcome. And I love the voice changer. Maybe it was unrealistic at the time, but like the motive in Scream 4, it was ahead of its time. I actually quite liked the voice changer. Didn't make any sense, but I liked it. Now on to Scream 7. I loved it. I've seen it 3.5 times. I count the time I was so tired I slept through most of it as a half. But I turned around and watched it again at the next showing. The first 3 showings were packed. Did I miss Sam and Tara and Kirby? Yes, I did. Did I love Mark and Tatum? Yes, I did. Did the other characters in the movie need some fleshing out? Absolutely. We needed more from the killers. We needed more from Robbie Rivers. Which one was Robbie Rivers?
Exactly.
Newscaster.
And we needed more from Tatum's group of friends. The opening scene was fantastic. The only reason I remember her name is because she's named after a previous Tatum. The opening scene was fantastic. Way better than Scream 2, which also involved characters not actually involved with the main plot, but it sets up a lot.
Pause for a second. 5 seconds or 10 seconds. How many friends does she have?
4.
Are we including boyfriend? 5.
I don't know.
If we include boyfriend, 5.
Not including the twins, because they show up halfway through.
4.
Yeah, all right. I didn't know the answer. No,
She's the 5th.
no, but
We're just guessing.
they're so innocuous as like characters that it's just like, hey, was there 5 or 7 of them?
McKenna Grace,
What
her
order
friend
did they
who
die?
likes the creepy kid, and her boyfriend. And then her.
There's someone missing. Her boyfriend, her. Oh, and then there's that kid that dies off screen and the stage tech.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
So you're part of the friend group?
Yeah, sure. We may be part of the friend group.
Whatever.
You get the snippet of the podcast that gives you the hint that Stu might have survived, all because Lillard had to show up during the filming of 2. You get the Mocker house once more for the last time, and it lets you know at least one of the killers was in Woodsboro, so you have that when you find out Stu's intake at the morgue is missing. It gives you a reason to doubt whether he is back or not.
They're morgue policies, but we'll do that on my other thing.
Personally, I never believed he was back, and I'm glad he wasn't. Finally, the motive. The killer felt abandoned. Who can't relate to that? And in this parasocial world we live in, where people show up at the houses of even the most minor internet celebrities, it's incredibly believable. I'm sorry y'all didn't like it, but that doesn't make it a bad movie. Just not the one you wanted. Give me another one, please.
I was disappointed.
I'll even push
Glad
against
you
that.
enjoyed
It's
it.
not that I don't dislike it because it's not the movie I wanted. I dislike it because it's not a movie I enjoyed. I didn't walk in wanting something.
There are
I just
plenty of
wanted
movies
to
that
enjoy it.
I get something other than I wanted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I love
Scream
it for
6,
it.
I got something other than I wanted, and
And
I enjoyed the hell out of it.
And I know that means that sounds like semantics, but no, that's intention. Like I don't walk into a movie expecting this exact formulation of things because you're just going to hate it no matter what. Like, no.
Yeah. Just wasn't for us.
So Alice, Sushan, Matt, you weren't here with us last week when we talked about Scream. We
I
talked
know.
a lot about it.
I know I wasn't.
Before we move on to the full review of The Bride, was there anything you'd like to add or throw in? Did you like it? Did you not? You had your email, but like,
Yeah, I had
it
my
stewed
email.
for a week.
Yeah, stewed.
Bravo.
You've mockered for on and off for a week.
I've mockered on and off my whole life since 1996. I don't know. Yeah, it just wasn't for me. I've talked to a few people who've enjoyed it, and I'm glad they enjoy it. I can see the appeal. I like it better than. No, I don't like it. I like Scream 3 better than Scream 7.
So this is your all-time worst Scream.
Yes, but it's. Take that with this is still my favorite thing ever. So it's my
Scream
least
itself.
favorite thing
Yeah.
of my favorite thing ever. So I'm still
What is
going.
it? Your least favorite $1 million?
Yeah.
Yeah, like it's still. I'm still going to rewatch it when I do my annual rewatch of things, probably. Yeah, I can't put my finger on it. It just didn't feel well. I did in my email. I addressed in my email. I miss when Ghostface was more horror movie oriented, making his horror movie references. And I know they weren't super into that in Scream 6 either, but I feel like I made up with it with Mindy was making a lot of her references and had her whole monologue with all the different. Am I incorrect?
No, to agree with you, I actually think it's not even that he has to make horror movie references, but the way he's presented in the movie is usually evocative of stalking horror movies, and it
Right.
just was missing.
Right.
It was just he showed up and then a FaceTime call. Like
Yeah.
there was no taunting
Yeah.
for me.
And there were aspects. Yeah, that's what it was. It was the taunting. Like we got it kind of in the opening,
Was that?
but even that wasn't really.
No.
It was like all the buildup that we got there was the boyfriend was teasing the girlfriend and like freaking
Yeah.
her out, and then bam, came out. Yeah.
What a bummer. Yeah, I just felt like it didn't have anything to say. I think most of the Scream movies have something to say.
Yeah.
At least an attempt to say something, and it just didn't feel like they were saying anything.
We were talking about it this afternoon via text, and it kind of occurred to me like it felt like a movie that was pieced together to be ingested in clips. Like these are all YouTube clips that are stitched together.
Because there were bits that I enjoyed.
Oh, sure. Yeah. for
Yeah. The wall scene.
Mhm.
I don't want to get too. I don't know how spoilery we're gonna get here,
But
but
like everyone that's seen it has seen it. It was a 73% drop off from last weekend too. So I think the majority of people that really wanted to go went, and then it
Yeah.
bottomed out. It'll
Yeah.
still be the most financially successful Scream movie.
Which I don't understand.
I
So
mean, it's
confused.
nature of the beast. It's just it's an easy movie to ingest, absorb. It cleared a bar. We're good. What's the next thing?
well, that reminds me of how like Mission Impossible 2 did so well.
Yeah.
Because it was following
Yeah.
Mission Impossible.
Yeah.
And so
But-
everybody wanted to go see Mission Impossible 2.
But it still
And
took
it's
them like
still
6 years to turn
my
3
least
around.
favorite. Yeah, exactly.
Like it was the highest grossing until 6,
Yeah.
but it still took them a while. I don't know.
Now, Matt, you're not a Scream boy.
I'm not. So I'm immediately going to, I built up all this goodwill. I'm going to lose it all by saying I'm not a Scream guy. And
That's
I
fine.
typically don't watch all of them. But here's what I'll say is that a lot of my friends are also film critics or people involved in the industry. Scream is their franchise. They have been ride or die for this from the jump. Most of them were very, very disappointed in Scream 7. And so for me, this is sort of like your friend that's a really big fan of like a sports team and their sports team lost. And you're like, oh, man.
You're like, "Aw."
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Trying to empathize, like
Had it all the way to the
"Ah."
7th,
Yeah.
huh? And then they just,
Yeah.
that's so sad. So I'm trying to like, I know a lot of people that are taking this movie, again, there's no such thing as bad films. I agree with you there. But a lot of people that are taking this particular one really hard. And so I hope that they get, the nice thing about horror is that there's going to be something in a week that they can go see and maybe
true.
connect with. But yeah, I've heard nothing but bad things from my.
Is there a franchise that would kind of gut you a little bit if something came out that was like, oh, fucking A?
I'm an Alien guy, and so I have been. But I'm an Alien guy who likes Prometheus and Covenant the most, and so I am on my own little island. And when it
you
comes to
are.
rankings and everything,
Yeah.
so it would have been if Alien Earth had been bad. I think I would have had a really hard time with that, but it wasn't. So we're good.
But Romulus kind of takes
Must
you off
be
a little
nice.
bit. It was a bit
No,
of
I
a
liked
retrograde.
I liked
Oh,
Romulus.
Romulus
that's
until
cool.
the very end, and then I was like, I've already seen Alien Resurrection. I don't really need to do this again. But yeah, no, there are no bad Alien movies.
Nice.
Maybe depending on how I
Wait.
feel about 3.
Three's not that
That's
bad.
kind of true. I mean, I don't care for Prometheus that much.
It's a franchise where the filmmaker gets to take their swing, and
Yeah.
sometimes it's good and sometimes it's bad.
Yeah.
For Genet, it means he made a really weird French film, and that's great. I'm happy about that. But that's the closest thing I have is like those are movies where I go and I'm like, it's a franchise. You know, they make hundreds of millions of dollars. They don't need my fandom. And then I'm like, I'm so excited. I'm watching it.
Yeah.
I hope they make another one.
Yeah.
Do
No,
you
yeah.
consider Alien versus Predator a different franchise than just Alien/Prometheus?
Yes. But I also do have Alien versus Predator Requiem ranked not last in my like Alien universe rankings. It is above some Alien movies. That's all I'll say.
Wow.
So
all right.
very forgiving. What I can
Elaborate.
see of that movie is incredible.
Elaborate, because
What I can't see in that movie. See, he liked it. No, it is
Alien.
the Alien versus Predator movies are Predator movies. They're not Alien movies. And
agree.
if you look at it through that lens, some of them are pretty okay. So,
Actually, I think the first AVP is mildly underrated. It's actually just a popcorn movie, which I
I was
appreciated
not
in
ready
theaters.
when it first came out. I was not ready for a buddy cop movie.
So the weird
Aliens and Predators.
juxtaposition of genres is why I just felt surprised by it. I probably wouldn't work now.
Yeah.
But
Although,
the fact that it
I
came out of
mean,
nowhere and it was basically
Predator
a
Badlands.
T-Rex chasing
Predator
a predator
Badlands
in the Antarctic, I was like, this is kind of fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's the other Paul Anderson. What's not to like?
Speaking of Resident Evil, no, Sushan, do you have any extra? Like, you were there with us.
Yeah.
How do you feel about it?
I don't have the same attachment to Scream. I couldn't tell you, other than the first one, which of them I for sure have seen. Definitely did not see 6.
She didn't see 6.
But I just had fun with it because didn't have really much expectation. But the cut, there's like specific things that jarred me, like the cut of the reveal. I'm like, that was bad. It was just bad. But
I just saw there's a meme today going around of like a police lineup.
I sent it to you.
It was a police lineup, and you've got the killer, and he's like 6 feet tall,
right?
And you've got the
Take the
reveal of the
mask
killer,
off.
and they're like 4 feet tall. Yeah,
the whole thing was bad. That was like a cut that bothered me because I'm a very visual person. But we saw an interview with Anna Camp. Yeah. And she put so much into that, and it just as a performer, it made me like, she's like, the script didn't really have much for me. I'm like, no. It kind of showed. But I thought she did what she could do with it, and I thought that was cool. But sometimes it's that you get more from a movie listening to about it outside the movie than sometimes the movie has for itself, and I kind of feel that way about it. So
fair enough. Okay.
Word. That was pretty much it. I wanted to give you space.
Thank you. Thank you.
We did it. We're gonna skip our poppins. We usually do a segment that I lovingly call "What's Poppin'," wherein we ask each other what was poppin' for us this week. But there's so many of us.
We're rolling deep, so we figured we'd get to it, right?
The Bride! Point.
Poppins.
2026, written and directed by Maggie Gyllenhaal, starring Jesse Buckley, Christian Bale, Annette Bening, Penelope Cruz, Peter Sarsgaard, and Jake Gyllenhaal. In 1930 Chicago, groundbreaking scientist Dr. Euphronius brings a murdered young woman back to life to be a companion for Frankenstein's monster. What happens next is beyond what either of them could ever have imagined. Rotten Tomatoes has it at a 57%, popcorn meter 72%. All right. Metacritic 55, cinema score C+.
That's a really bad cinema score.
That's not great.
Yeah, like B- and B is considered like, ooh.
Yeah, if I had any inkling about cinema score whatsoever, it's never anything the only reason I remember it exists is because it's on the notes and I read it every week. And I'm like, oh yeah, that thing that I never look at.
Do you remember
what
the difference between the two? Cinema score is rating the entire experience in the movie theater.
Oh,
immediately
right.
out.
That is kind of cool.
Metacritic is just an aggregate, and Rotten Tomatoes is an aggregate. So like cinema score is holistic. So like it's not just like the movie, it's also like were the conditions, was the vibe good, was everybody into it with me? Like it's more holistic. So like you'll see a movie that's got terrible reviews but has like an A- cinema score because
there's a good communal experience.
Good communal experience. So like horror movies usually have like really high cinema scores, and so do action movies, but they'll have like low critics.
Nice.
Yeah. So like these are really cool metrics.
Some Twilight movies have decent cinema.
They probably do. Honestly, most Twilights probably have B+ and A-. Yeah. Because everybody is there for
at the very least.
Right?
Yeah.
And film critics and audiences always agree. We always get along, and they always respect our opinions. So, yeah.
So we're going to be talking about The Bride, but we're not going to do spoilers until such a time wherein I will tell you we're going to start talking about spoilers. So feel free to hang out until that time. The Bride, let's start with our guest, Matt Monagle.
I liked it. Am I done? Are we good?
You did. Great.
Right.
Good. Thanks,
no,
guys.
it was...
Were you excited about it? Did you like the trailer? How did you go into this movie?
The trailer is probably one of the better trailers I've seen in forever.
Good trailer.
And it goes to the idea of like you've created a piece of art in and of itself. Like I want to watch that trailer sometimes, regardless of whether I watch the movie again anytime soon. I'll just go put that on because it's got a cool energy and I like it. And I was very excited for it, mostly because it looked weird. Like it looked like somebody that was making really big swings. I was hyped for it in the same way that I was like hyped for Babylon, where it was just a filmmaker that basically got studio money and was like, I'm gonna do something, and not everybody's gonna like it, but I'm gonna do what I want to do. And so I went into that with a lot of enthusiasm for it. I also went into it with a lot of noise because I typically don't see films outside of I don't go to a lot of press screenings, even though I probably should. I'm just kind of lazy. So I will go like opening weekend, and I typically there's the buzz, what my friends are saying, what reviews, like the backlash to the backlash, all of that has already happened. Yeah. So I'm kind of like trying to navigate and like keep stuff out of my mind as I'm going through. And I knew that some people loved it. I knew that some people hated it. And it's almost an amount of relief to watch The Bride and come out of it and be like, oh, I was on its wavelength. Like I was happy that I enjoyed that film, and I'm sorry that folks watch it. I understand there's some swings in that film. I can get why people will walk out and say, I don't think that I enjoyed that. Yeah. But it's one of those films where like I will take a mess like that 100 times before I take the 7th movie in a franchise where they seem to be out of ideas. Like, give me something original. I'm just saying what you guys are saying because I
You
still
just
haven't-
made her
I
a
have
future
not seen-
Ghostface. See your
I
way
have not seen Scream 7. Have not seen Scream 7. So I'm just saying, based on the reaction of the room.
What's your favorite franchise?
Lower your voice.
Yeah, I thought it, it doesn't all work for me. We're going to talk about the Mary Shelley stuff. We're going to talk about other stuff too. There are some ideas in there that I'm like, I get it, but I don't love it. But for the most part, everything that it wanted to do and how it wanted to tell the story, I was like, I can absolutely see where you're coming from, and I had a good time.
Wow. All right.
Nice.
Sushan.
I loved it.
Nice.
I did. I could help myself, so.
So this is one of those movies that, every week it's like, hey, I have to go watch this movie for the podcast. Are you interested in seeing this in the theater? And this one was a 100%er, right? After you saw the trailer, you were really excited for it?
Oh, for sure. Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah, big Jesse Buckley stands here in the household.
Yes.
Um,
But all the casting. Was
yeah,
appealing
everybody
to
in this
me.
movie, yeah.
I like Maggie. I had seen Maggie Gyllenhaal's first.
Lost Daughter.
Yes,
Lost Daughter,
yes.
her directorial debut.
Yeah, and I thought it was really interesting. But the trailer for this looks so drastically different. I'm like, ooh, let's see something else.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so,
like very kinetic and very fun and exciting.
yes,
Yeah, whereas I don't think The
exactly.
Lost Daughter was any of those things, but solid. It was good.
Yeah, but it was,
for what it was.
interesting character development. It's like, oh, okay, so and it's like, Jessie Buckley's in that too, and I love Jessie Buckley.
Oh, she's great.
But yeah, I have more
More-
to say
more
though,
thoughts?
but I'm going to leave it there. So,
I have we all had the same exact experience, I think. We were excited for the trailer. We liked it. And then went in and there are big swings. And I think so before I get to that, I started to see I was very excited, but then I started to be on TikTok or Instagram or wherever you do this motion.
Yeah.
And I started to see people like Jay Stoobs, who I follow on TikTok, start the sentence, I regret to inform you or something. And I'd be, whoop. And so a bunch of people, I would swipe away because I didn't want to hear their reviews on the movie because I didn't want to go in and feeling a certain way, but it was too late. Everything was like, oh, what a mess, but I hope they make more. And I'm like, fuck, God damn it. So I went from going and being very excited about seeing this movie and then going to see it being like, oh man, I guess we'll see it. It's fine. And then about 15, 20 minutes, I'm like, this movie's going to have to work pretty hard to make me not like it at this point. And I kept waiting for the bad things to happen, the things that everyone seemed to hate, which I still haven't watched those reviews, but I didn't find anything that upset me or didn't work for me. I think it is a bit of a mess, but I think it's such a fun, charming roller coaster of a mess that I leaned over to her at the end. I said, well, what did you think? She said, I still loved it. I said, me too. Yeah, so we were very excited to be on the same wavelength, as you said. Yeah, nice.
I think you should go because I'm going to dissent with everyone, I think.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's why
she
you gave
hated
me
it.
that look. I really liked it. I really enjoyed this. I really liked it. Yeah, I agree. It was a bit of a mess, but I met it where it was. I actually wasn't like, I watched the trailer and I was like, oh, this looks fun. And then I if we weren't doing it for the podcast, I don't think I would have sought it out. I would have watched it another time if it came across. But I was like, all right, yeah, I'll go see this. And I had a lot of fun with it. Jessie Buckley is insane.
Yeah.
In the best way. I loved the cinematography, the choices made with how they showed Mary Shelley coming back and telling her story. I thought that was really fun. But I did leave the theater understanding why some people
Right, yes.
didn't
I can
enjoy
pinpoint the problems that people may have with
I
it.
can understand, and I'm like, this is just my vibe. I get why it's not other people's vibes.
And in another experience, I think I'd probably agree with them. If it was some other movie, might have the same problems they would have. But for some reason, this movie was just hitting me on a level that made me sort of push those aside.
we did talk about like in our neurospiciness. It's like, oh, is this for us? And like, they're just like enough little clips pieced together in a mess that we're like,
I can follow it.
Yeah. My ADHD is having a blast.
Yeah,
we're over here now? Okay, cool. Nice.
There were certain parts where I was like in and out, not
Yeah.
in and out, but kind of like, I think I love this. And I'm like, maybe I just like it. I'm like, I love it again. And like,
Yeah.
it was a
Yes.
little back and forth for me during it. So I get why.
I do have one
People don't love
major problem with the film the way the film wraps up that bums me out. But
We
we'll
might
get to
have the
that.
same thing. So
No, tell us what you hate and why.
I know. I'm glad this movie exists.
awesome.
That's what somebody else had said. Is that it's a mess, but I want more. I want more like this.
Yeah, I'm glad this movie exists. I went and saw it in IMAX. I was very excited for it,
Ooh.
and I know that she shot it in like 1:9, almost all of it, which was great. Like the aspect ratio didn't change much at all.
I thought it was. I saw that it was on IMAX, so we couldn't get it. But I was like, what a
Filmed
what a
for
choice.
IMAX.
Okay.
Like and it, like with the 30s aesthetic, and like she was riffing on Fritz Lang and all kinds of cool shit. It was really. I was very excited. I don't. How do I word this? I think the movie almost betrays itself in what it's trying to say, but doesn't even know what it's trying to say. Like it defies its own logic in the narrative to make more of a mess than a statement. I think it's very messy. There's no other way to say it. It's very messy.
I think we
And-
all agree.
And
Yes.
it would
we all call it messy.
it
Yeah.
gained me, and then it would lose me, and then it would gain me, and then it would lose me, and
Yeah.
it felt like a roller coaster ride with terrible breaks, as opposed to a roller coaster ride.
Sure.
Because even the like, and so I forgive so much if I'm having a good time.
Yeah.
But then every moment I would be having a good time in a long stretch, and then something would happen where I would be like, wait, what? And then it would give me the opportunity to think about how half of this doesn't make sense. Even in the rules that were established in
Yes.
the film, doesn't make
Yes.
sense.
Yeah.
I am okay with forgiving those things if it's a smooth transition from like wildness to wildness. There's aspects, I don't know, I don't think it's a spoiler, but there are aspects of magical realism within the film which are wonderful.
I mean, you see dancing sequences and stuff in the trailer. Like
More so than that. Like
the way she falls down the steps is very stylized.
There- I'm not even talking about that. I'm talking about like things that people are doing within the movie that is magical realism that's not explained and or it doesn't even have to be explained. It's inconsistently employed. There's no actual language to this other than anarchy. And it seems as though the drive of anarchy was towards a brick wall because I don't care for how it wrapped up. I don't think like the main character is like, I guess dry. Like I didn't know what she wanted at all the entire movie. And then she says what she wants and you're like, really?
Yeah.
And the movie almost betrayed itself in a weird way. And then they tack on, it's like a kitchen sink movie. It's literally everything. I guess revenge, but no, but then I guess empowerment, but not really. That's a subplot that we don't even do anything with except like 2-minute thing at the very end that doesn't even have anything to do with the main character. Like there are things that this movie has ideas about and swings and they're fucking wonderful, but it's just slapped together in such an
Inconsistent.
no, I think it was intentional. It was like trying to be punk rock, but it didn't have the frequency or resonance that like the distortion at the right pitch. Does that make sense? I'm
Yeah.
glad this exists. And when you give a filmmaker $90 million to like fucking do your thing, sometimes you get sinners and sometimes you get a little ball of, oh, I like what you tried, like this.
Yeah.
I think they're both worth it. But I have trouble recommending this to some people.
Oh,
Most people.
Yeah.
true.
This is
Yeah. No, that's true. Yeah.
yeah. Like even just like the Mary Shelley stuff. Such a cool idea.
Yeah.
Absolutely betrays any real plot that this movie has.
Yeah.
Because we're supposed to believe that she wrote a story and she's in purgatory. But the story itself is actually real, I guess.
That's the
But
stuff
is
that doesn't make sense, right?
That took me out of it a few times.
But then I'm like, okay, I'm cool with this. Let's play with it. Maybe like even if there was like one line of dialogue from the grave where it's just like, well, it wasn't just a story.
Yeah.
We're good.
Yeah.
But even if this is not meant to be an actual representation of what's going on in her dead head and blah blah blah, that's fine. But the movie doesn't do anything with those two thoughts
Right.
towards the end. Like they don't come together. It's just two tracks, and like let's include them both. Why not?
Yeah.
And that to me, that's not when you juxtapose two forces for a new meaning. That's powerful. These are just two good ideas.
Well, and some of
And
this
let's go.
is like the original Bride of Frankenstein opens with Mary Shelley,
Yes.
Lord Byron saying, "Wow, that book you wrote, I can't believe nobody's going to publish it because it's too dangerous and too risky. What a wonderful story. Here's the story. Let me remind the viewers of what the story is." But the story that Byron is describing is the movie Frankenstein, not the book Frankenstein.
Huh.
And then Mary Shelley says, "Actually, there's more. I have a second part to this that I could tell." And she sits down with Byron and says, here's the rest of the story for Frankenstein. And so part of that, I think, is just Gyllenhaal playing with homage, like the idea of Mary Shelley as her own unreliable narrator that's dealing with a story that exists in multiple mediums and exists in the world and also doesn't exist in the world. Like that is probably direct inspiration from the original James Whale's Bride of Frankenstein. But it's one of those things where I'm like, I can see the vision. I can see where you tied all the way back to the original movie. That's just not going to work for everybody. So,
And I believe in the 1935 Bride of Frankenstein, it was the same actress also who played Mary Shelley and the bride.
Oh, no
so
kidding.
similar to Jessie Buckley.
And
doing
like I want one of these movies. I am a sucker for these kind of reinterpretations that smash a different era onto a classic story. I'm also a sucker for and I'm going to use it this time. Anachronism.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like fucking Moulin Rouge. Let's put modern music in this. Like that is fucking candy and popcorn, and I love it so much, and it makes me cry. That's the kind of vibe that half of this movie was, and I was for. But then as soon as they pulled back and like addressed plot and character motivation, it started to fall apart, and the fun wasn't as fun anymore. Like, and it just kept smacking me back and forth.
Yeah.
The movie was beautiful in IMAX. Maggie Gyllenhaal is a spectacular director. And I heard that there is a director's cut of this that is exponentially better and cleaner.
Nice.
And I want
Give it
that
to me.
movie. Because this was a bit of a mess for me, and it makes me sad. What pisses me off more, truly bad or mid, and it's like
Just missed the mark.
just like 85% there, and that's what this feels like. It feels even worse because is she going to get more opportunities because this was so critically panned and made
lost
no
tons of money. Yeah.
So like I don't know, it's like this had to be a home run. It was a base hit and got tagged out at third.
Yeah.
We
I
get
love
sports
sports.
analogies.
Yep.
Yeah.
That
got
means
you.
that
I got
means
you.
that's correct.
It was a base hit, kept hitting
that means she
whether
got a
it was-
hole in one.
It was like a forced error at
Touchdown.
third and couldn't
A
cross
double,
the plate.
he tried to stretch into a triple and he got thrown out the third.
Yes.
There you go.
Yeah, it was on him. He had the advantage and it was on him.
There was a rock climber who was almost all the way up and then fell at the top.
Oh, I like that one better. Little.
That's for
macabre.
Alice.
That was me
Thanks.
2 hours before this podcast.
I forgot what I was gonna say. Well, never mind. The chat might be broken, by the way. Pink's in there.
We're looking at it.
Let's get into spoilers. 4 out of 5 dentists recommend this movie, The Bride, to you to go see it. Noel says, don't. Just don't. Just don't do it.
I didn't say that.
He didn't.
I
He
actually
loves it
didn't
when
say
I
that at all.
paraphrase him incorrectly. He says he hates everything, don't do it.
I didn't say that at all. I said it was a worthy endeavor that just did not resonate with me at all.
Let's get into spoilers.
Is it
I
because
think
you've never been a bride? Because neither have I. Put one on the board.
Bwah, bwah, bwah.
I couldn't. I was
that's a
trying
running-
not to this
that's a
whole
running
time,
bit
and I
about-
had to.
That
About
was
Alice,
actually really, really good.
Alice's breakup.
But like to your point though, I did ask my wife if she wanted to go and she said no.
Ugh,
My wife
my
Both
way.
get
put that
points.
shit on the board.
Oh, the chat is not broken. Pink's in there. There we go.
She just didn't want to say anything.
We should start with the Mary Shelley of it all, right? The thing that we were just alluding to, the fact that she shows up, she introduces the movie, which I was not expecting, and says, "I've got more to tell," and blah blah blah. Oh, that's neat. That's a very cool idea. I like that very much. But then, the tale she is telling is involving a real person. So, Sushan, we were talking about it in the car earlier, and Sushan goes, "Well, the story we're watching is just the fictional tale that Mary Shelley wanted to tell us." But then I go,
But she
that's
possesses Ida.
not the case. She is possessing a real person in a world where it seems like the Mary Shelley Frankenstein novel was a documentary style novel. Like it was like it actually happened in their real world 100 years ago, and he is a character that exists there. So it feels like she's almost used, puppeteering a multiverse somehow, where she's able to break through into another reality where her novel took place, and then use the characters in that reality.
Also, too, like you can. At one point, I was like, oh, so the possession and then like being born with both personalities and twin spirit stuff, you could sometimes kind of step outside of it and be like, this is a narrative device for this story, and maybe they're not as intrinsically connected. But then Mary Shelley literally imbues the character of Ida with information that she should not have because she has all the answers in the other realm.
Yeah.
So it breaks the idea of me headcanon it around it. It just is, and you take it at face value, which I was like, oh, okay, do something with it. But they didn't do anything with it. Then it also gave her powers to control or inspire other women on a whim or make them do things.
Is that something that happens?
That happens in the musical number.
Yeah.
Oh,
But then it never happens again. Like the movie keeps introducing and keeps like barreling towards these great ideas to just do nothing with it.
Oh, see, the only ability I caught her having felt like she was able to feel the rage of women who have been murdered by the men in the
about
room.
The same thing.
Right?
She's able to like she literally was making guys fall into fits and then like crash to the ground. That was her that was doing that. And then the women getting angry and then them all dancing with her. She was possessing them.
I see.
Possession, or she captures the zeitgeist and everybody sort of like falls into this. It's again, you could make an argument either way that that's what the film is doing. And that's part of the ill-definedness that I think that you're bouncing off of, is the fact that like these pivotal moments are not, I'll use the word earned, but they're not building to this in a way that kind of cohesively makes sense. So you're like, we're going to do this great dance number, and in most movies you'd be like, oh shit, they're about to do a dance number. Like it's coming. I'm waiting for it. And here it just sort of happens and then it sort of stops.
Yeah,
and I can get that.
I would double on that. It's either it's the language of the movie or the language of the story being told. The language of the movie was, we're going to do magical realism.
Yeah.
And then for the most of it, the language of the people in the movie, it matched up. But then there were parts where it didn't. So like the very end of the drive-in, I absolutely fucking adored that their conversation was being juxtaposed on the screen.
Oh, yeah, by the actors on the screen.
Which is such a wonderful way to show, like, to visualize the emotionality of this conversation in, like, a new way.
And someone who's overhearing it.
And then you cut to the other characters in the movie watching and seeing that it is these two monsters and not just the movie they're watching, which breaks the magical realism into, no, this is actually magic that they're doing in the world of this movie. And I don't know if you can have them both successfully. Does that make sense?
It does.
Like,
So,
go ahead.
no, I just thought with that, because wasn't there a part earlier where Frankenstein imagined himself in a film
Gyllenhaal
by
role?
himself?
And that was just
like,
him.
Are they joining kind of that view together? Like,
Either way, it introduces this ability that she seems to have because they explicitly show other characters reacting to it. Not just reacting to the conversation. Penelope Cruz is literally like, what the fuck? They're on the screen. Like,
Oh, see, I didn't catch that either. I thought that was just for us, the viewers. I didn't realize that that was something, a character.
she looked at the screen. She was watching
react
it.
to it. They look up at the screen, but again, is that an allegory for like cinema, or is it like something that's diegetically happening?
A movie like Babylon makes that line for you, as in they're watching a movie or they are, mimicking the style of movies. This movie doesn't want to have those boundaries, and that is maybe a feature, not a bug. But in regards to the point this movie seems to be trying to make, and I don't even know what the point this movie is trying to make, it like fights against it.
so I had a take that like, and I told you about when we were talking about the potential of a multiverse and her control. To me, I thought this was a writer's outline. It's not complete. It's a bunch of ideas that like have been festering with no place to go, and that's where the chaos comes from. Is that like they're not all the way there yet, you know? And like it's like
This is Mary
I feel
Shelley's
like,
outline.
yeah, and like that this is, you know, part of the process, and then you edit and you narrow down, and it's like all of her these are her chaotic post-its that she's gonna like rearrange.
Nice.
And I was okay with that as an artistic process. I didn't need it necessarily to be the fully fleshed out process, because I enjoy the process just as much.
I agree with that. But in order for you to shuffle, you need to know the order to shuffle. Does that make sense? Like, I need to know that it's out of balance. I need to know the rules before I could break them in a meaningful way. I can't just show up with broken rules and say, this is the way. You know, like,
It depends on your process.
it does depend on your process,
So,
but
yeah.
it gets you somewhere,
Mhm.
either one. And I don't know where this movie wanted to get. Not only do I not know if it got there well, I don't know where it wanted to get. You know, and I don't have that sense watching this film. There's there was something else I forgot. I'm sorry. It did, like, I didn't get, so you guys know how a CPAP machine works?
Yes.
All right, I have a CPAP machine. The night before I saw this movie, it was malfunctioning. I got 2 hours and 30 minutes of sleep.
Oh no.
I had to get I had to get up for work at 6, whole day, and then went to see this immediately after at 5.
That's
I
You were
thought,
primed.
hang on, I thought that I was going to struggle. I thought I was going to struggle in the movie. I thought it was probably a bad idea, but there's absolutely no other time that I was going to be able to see it. Oh, let's power through. I did not get tired once. I was not unengaged at all. I was rapt attention and did not feel bored or looked at my watch, which I was kind of surprised about, considering I was fucking dog-ass tired, like almost falling asleep in the car tired.
Yeah.
So it kept me, and I was paying attention.
Mm-hmm.
But where it took me was, it just felt scattershot and not esoteric. Like, it just felt like a mess.
I think my problem
Pretty bits,
that I
but a
alluded
mess.
to earlier was we've got the way that they get back together at the end was my big problem. The fact that
Yeah.
he's been lying to her this entire time. She finds out he's been lying to her this entire time, and she goes, "Well, I'm out." Yep. And then 3 minutes later, in the same scene, all of a sudden, she's madly in love with Frank and can't live without him and all this other stuff, and we have to fix him and all this blah, blah, blah. So it just felt like there was a scene or something that should have been in there, some sort of like reconnection between the two characters after you have that split, that split you get in every rom-com where it's like, it's time for them to be on the outs. We've had a good run this far, time to be on the outs, and then they'll be separate for a little while, and then they'll get back together. And that all happens within 3 minutes.
I think
Just by him being
the
shot in
driving
the
was
head.
supposed to be that, but
Yeah.
go ahead.
I didn't feel necessarily that she was like madly in love with him, you know, and right, like I don't have to be madly in love with someone to want to still save somebody if they're suffering or dying. Like,
Well, she
right,
asks him, "Do you love him?" And she's crying and screaming and saying, "Yes."
Bring him back, bring him back.
Yeah.
well, yeah, but also that's an intense, you know,
Yeah,
what are you going to
that's
say?
true.
No, let him die.
Yeah.
Right? Like, come on.
He's fine. He's okay.
We
So-
haven't discussed the relationship yet, okay? But I just wanted to. We haven't defined the relationship. We haven't labeled it yet. God.
So I didn't mind that scene, the drive-in scene specifically too, because she says no, and he's okay with it. He actually enjoys her answer, like, "Oh, that's fine, fuck it, yeah." Then gets his head blown off. But
Spoilers.
We're in spoilers.
We're in
We're in
spoilers.
the
All
spoiler
right,
section.
okay. Just throwing that
We're
out
good.
there.
We're in the spoiler section.
they're all dead.
Messages.
Frankenstein
In
lives
case.
happily ever after.
The sequence of resurrect him and I want him forever, I didn't feel it was unearned so much as I didn't understand her motivation, because the entire movie she was trying to kind of not only find herself but also run away from any kind of control, and then she immediately kind of wants that companionship / system back. So what is that in the thesis of the movie? What does that mean?
Right.
He's the only one that can relate to her experience. Is
Okay.
like how I saw it. Like
Okay.
it wasn't like she was
Yes.
like madly in love with him, but like
Right.
You know
I
what
don't
it
know
was?
anybody else who's been resurrected from the
so
dead.
to me-
so, like-
What Alice is really saying is there was yearning,
Yeah.
and if there's yearning, that's great.
Then to me,
Frank
then
was a yearner.
I could totally buy that if,
Yeah.
and I not only buy it, that's true. I think that was supposed to be what was conveyed.
Yeah.
The sick brain, bad brain, what were they calling the women that were
Oh,
Yeah,
I did not like
brain
that.
sickness?
Oh,
That whole subplot doesn't comport with that. The gangster stuff,
brain something.
Yeah.
brain disease or
Yeah, brain sick or something like that.
the revenge plot, immaterial. The Mary Shelley stuff also doesn't really comport with that either. If it was supposed to get to that point where it's not about necessarily like true love, but acceptance and
Brain
finding
attack.
brain attack.
Brain attack. I
Then
hated
that works. But there's other shit in that movie that just doesn't want to like square the circle. And if it's just about chaos, great.
Yeah.
It feels like there's pieces missing in this. I'm looking at a mosaic and it's just a mosaic and not a full picture. That's how this movie felt. Really pretty to look at. But what is it?
I think that's part of the charm for me, though. It feels a little gonzo. It's just it's fun enough that all of these things that if they're not incredibly connected in a way that some people might find satisfying, I was in on the ride enough that I was satisfied by it. Yeah.
Well, here for me, I knew that this movie was probably going to be a good movie when I was like scanning reactions online, and some of the smartest women film critics that I know said this is the most progressive movie they've seen in ages, and some of the other smartest women film critics I know said it's the most regressive, like first wave feminism,
just
like complete flop of a film. And I was like, this is good. This is a good sign that there's no coherence or agreement, because that means I'm going to go in and I'm going to be able to navigate and kind of find my own opinion. And I don't disagree with the single criticism that you've had.
Yeah.
To me, this movie feels angry in a way that is not like white hot, like focused anger. It is scattershot, like post-it notes, like the first draft of something. It is an argument you're having with a loved one where you are like yelling and saying like, I'm going to bring up something that happened 3 years ago because I'm suddenly mad about it right now. It is just a generally angry film. And as a generally angry film, I think that makes it a wavelength movie where if you feel vaguely mad about the same kind of stuff in the same way that Gyllenhaal does, you can absolutely find yourself kind of slipping into that. But I've always been a fan of messes. I love messes. I prefaced this by saying I like the movies where they take big swings and things don't necessarily work out. But I respond to the fact that there is an unfocused, at times incomprehensible anger to this movie.
Yeah.
And I think you said scattershot, you said that, it's just chaos and anarchy. I think it is. And at the end of the day, I sum up, I kind of like take all the bits that worked in one hand and all the bits that didn't work in the other hand. And I've still got way more going for it. The film has way more going for it than not. So,
and it's a rage that seems to build throughout the movie. Like at first, it's just angry that I'm dead and brought back. And then we also get like, hey, but also, wait a minute. Oh, hey, I hate this too. I'm getting madder as I talk.
Yep.
That sort of experience with the film, right? Fit for me, yeah.
I mean, imagine being a woman in the time of Mary Shelley and all the crap women had to deal with, and then 100 years later, it's like, oh, it's still the same, and it's it's like where is the evolution for women? And like, I'd be mad
Even when she first published Frankenstein, it had to be published anonymously because they didn't want a woman publishing it. And then even with that, they had to have her husband do the introduction. So it was assumed that he wrote it because he was also a writer. So everybody was assuming he wrote it for the longest time. And then it was finally revealed that she finally got her credit. But like, so yeah, like she'd imagine being in that headspace and then 100 years later seeing like, oh my God, why are we still here?
we were talking on the walk over about, Slash Film, and I've written for Slash Film, and I have some friends over there. Full credit to BJ Colangelo, who's an incredible film critic.
Oh yeah,
for
she's
Slash
awesome.
Film. She was like, everybody says The Bride is like, oh, it's too obvious. It's like too straightforward. The film was released the same weekend that they had Harvey Weinstein interviewed in the Hollywood Reporter, like a front page story about like where he thinks the industry is at. So no, it's not angry enough. And no, none of this stuff needs to be like, we're not so sophisticated that it needs to be less angry. Like anger is good and we should embrace it.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I didn't catch that.
Yeah. I just wish personally the incense had a call to action as opposed to just screaming into a void.
All of the women with the makeup on their faces, whatever that is,
Almost did that tonight.
No,
like that none of that is from the bride's doing. That is all secondary to anything she does in the movie. It's just people see what she's doing and hear about what she's doing, and then they make her this sort of paragon of rebellion and feminism. But she doesn't actually do anything with it, which I think is interesting. Like, it's not a fault of the movie. It's just people seeing something happening and then glomming onto it.
I think it's an afterthought of the movie, unfortunately.
What's that?
I think it's an afterthought in the movie, unfortunately. Like, it's not a fleshed out subplot. And what I mean by call to action is I mean from the movie, not in the movie. The movie should make me it shouldn't make me do anything. What I was hoping was that the movie I'd feel the rage, but it would help me direct it and not just keep screaming about it. And a movie like Sinners has done that. I keep comparing it too because the whole Warner Brothers thing about they're not really comparable movies, but like model wise, I think they're comparable. You have the same producers that are approving the same style of budget for a movie that is untested and given complete creative
Taking
control.
big swings.
Just the difference between living as a woman and as a man. Like, how do you propose we do that without a murder spree? You know, like, we live disempowered for generations. And so, and like every foothold we try to get comes with an election like the one we have, right? So, like,
I wouldn't even say there was a murder spree.
No, I know.
Like, everything they do is...
I would have been okay with a murder spree.
I am saying,
yeah.
for real.
Yeah.
Like, where a war could be, right?
Yeah.
You know, it's between the empowerment or disempowerment between men and women.
As somebody that feels impotent about it, though, what do you want to teach me? What do you want me to feel? Not just rage. Where should I put it? And a movie like this has the opportunity to do that. And I was searching for it. Right. I wanted to feel it as opposed to just the aggravation. I don't have control. And if it
where do you think that is, though? Because where has there been success in it?
What do you mean? In a movie doing something like that?
I mean, in a general way, sure. Like, there's movies that inspire us, absolutely. But, like, in a way that's both conscientious, educational, and safe for humanity.
Oh, no, I'm not asking for that. I'm not asking for, like, the perfect bullet. I'm not asking for that at all. Okay. I'm talking about this movie is an A+ in stirring.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it stops at stirring. And it leaves me wanting. And as somebody who doesn't have a lived experience and doesn't know how to fight those fights, what do I do with this? Do we all just sit in anger together? Or does the movie want me to, like, have a next step to contemplate something? If there was just a straight up murder spree in the movie,
it wants you to, but it cannot give you the answer, because then that, you know,
it's not the responsibility of the film.
No, it's not the responsibility of the film, but what is the perspective of the filmmaker? And I walk out not exactly knowing what the perspective of the filmmaker is. I mean, the eye of God.
It could also just be a primal scream of a film. Like, it's just, we are all angry and we're expressing that.
Sure.
Right?
I think that, I mean, you and I talked about it, though, thematically, like the tie between Ida and Mary Shelley, it's like choice and a voice.
Yeah.
Choice and a voice. It's not that complicated, really. And that's, like, I don't think there would be a possession, an ability to connect in that way without that. But that's what unites us, I think, often as women. Like, we don't always get to have that as easily. So.
And I feel like that's something that could have been explored a little bit if we had a little bit more time after her finding out that everything Frank has been telling her is made up, and then taking him and deciding to take him back and, you know, love him and all that sort of stuff. Is that sort of...
Not what I got from that, but yeah.
Well, okay, what?
Oh, whatever that is at the end, that could be a choice of just companionship and friendship. We don't know. And I like that we don't know any further. I like knowing enough that they survived, right? To whatever degree they survive. Yeah. But we don't know. It's not written for them, I think.
I guess I took that hand-holding thing as romantic.
The language of the movie makes it feel romantic to me, but I don't know. Yeah. What do I know?
So here's one thing I'm going to say. Because the podcast that I do with my friend, Certified Forgotten, we talk about films with 10 or fewer reviews on Rotten Tomatoes. That's the tagline. Which means that we watch a lot of really small stuff. And a lot of the question is nobody knows about this film today, because if it did, it'd have an audience, it'd have reviews. Where is this film going to be in like 10 years? So I am constant, every movie I watch, a new release, anything that I see, I am, and maybe this is just like the history nerd in me, I'm always thinking about what is the contemporary reaction, and then where's it going to sit 10, 20 years from now? I think a lot of Black Christmas, which is the remake of Black Christmas, which was pretty universally hated when it came out. The newest one. Which I loved.
Oh, did you?
The reason that people don't like it is
Never
because
saw
it's
it.
unapologetically preachy and angry and like incredibly didactic. It's there to teach you a lesson about men, and men are bad. And people are like, we know that, we're living that. I think about that film and how it's sort of aged. I think about this one as the fact that, yeah, this feels like an existential scream. We're online all day long and we see the state of the world and it sucks, and we don't need to live in that moment when we're in the movies necessarily. But in 10 years, people are going to look at this and be like, oh, this was this was what people were feeling. There was an existential dread that nobody knew what the fuck to do. Sorry if I can swear as much as I
You
want.
can. Go for it.
Nobody knew what to do about. We were all just sort of living in it, and there was an impotence that we all sort of felt. And I think that is
This
where
reflects
this movie
that.
is going to slide into the cultural history, is this idea of like, yeah, that was the vibe in 2026. Is like we were all just mad all the time and had nothing to do with it. So I think it's a film that's really going to sit well with us, because when we look back on it a little bit, it'll be a Rosetta Stone for how we were all experiencing this particular period in history.
Ah, that's a very thoughtful read. I love that.
Yeah.
That's great. Pink's in the chat saying, regarding women, we can't get shit done if we're well behaved, but then there's the backlash every single time.
Yeah, no, I'm not, I don't want it to be misunderstood. I'm not asking for, tell me what I could do now. It's more the perspective of the movie just stopped, as opposed to completed.
Well, part of the at the end, you saw it was all the women were left to help each other.
Yeah.
And
And they're
Ripping out
basically
tongues. To help
taking
each
the
other.
tongue out of the guy from Superman.
But then it was like to Monster Mash, and I'm like, and then he used putting on the Ritz.
putting
like,
on the
come
Ritz.
on.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that was funny. I see. To me, I laughed at that. I was like, "Oh, the putting on the Ritz
it was
bit."
just like
That's cute.
a little homage to
like a nod.
Frankenstein.
right, yeah.
One of my favorite things is something like a super dark scene with like really uppy music in the background, probably because of Reservoir Dogs. But like, so like the fact that like, oh, they're gonna cut his tongue out, and the Monster Mash is playing right now. I was like, I love this.
I actually saw some people complaining about Christian Bale. I actually thought he was
I
wonderful.
thought he was great.
Good. And
He
And
was
there's-
he.
Go ahead. Yeah.
I felt for him,
Yeah.
but then also was afraid of him
Yeah.
Yeah.
in equal measure.
Yes.
And that was absolutely. I knew Jesse Buckley was going to be great.
Yeah.
I didn't know which Christian Bale was going to show up.
Yeah.
And the fact that there was so much nuance in this,
Yeah.
I was just like, and I feel like I wanted to watch just the two of them navigate things, and the other noise was just noise. But it's like,
Yeah. They were
I loved them together.
The crux of the film. So a lot of the conversation around them is their chemistry on screen, I've heard, and there isn't much there. What I like about this relationship between Frank and the bride is that it is not your normal love story. He spends most of it yearning and being like, first of all, he just wants to get his Frank wet. He's like, I'm lonely. I'd like a vajayjay to put my stuff in. And so they
Getting his
make
Frank wet. I needed to process that for a minute.
I don't agree with that read, but go ahead.
a little bit. I think it's a little bit of that, but also he's lonely, right? So it's equal measures of both of those
I
things.
don't think it's equal measure, but go on.
But then meeting her and spending time with her, I start to think, well, is she just like a manic pixie dream girl kind of stereotype? But he's just sort of watching her and being in awe of her, and I really like that part of his performance.
Well,
and the fact
The
that
first time he sees her,
yeah,
dead.
oh,
She's too pretty. Put her
beautiful.
back.
She's too beautiful.
Yeah.
But there's so many things where she says, and it just cuts to him, and he goes, "Yeah,
He's just, like,
okay,
obsessed.
yeah,
Yeah.
mommy." But so he's yearning for her, and she is still dealing with trauma and seems almost completely uninterested in anything he has to offer for most of the film, because she's dealing with her own things, and also she's being possessed by a writer. Like, she's got a lot of shit going on. So I like their romance is very strange and lopsided.
I do like too that her trauma as the bride it's generational because she doesn't know what the fuck happened to her.
Mm-hmm.
It's systemic and generational trauma that she's feeling in moments, not
Yeah.
like
What happened to me?
yeah.
Yeah.
It's mostly us
Mhm.
now. Yeah.
I like the contrast of he's been trying to hide for 100 years. And I think some of his like awe of her is like she's discovering being seen.
Yeah, the sequence where they go to that underground club and he just sits and watches her dance.
Yeah.
Like a lot
Yeah.
with dudes.
Yeah.
And
he's just like-
that's my wife. Look, and she's great. Isn't she great?
Yeah.
I
My
thought that
wife.
was.
My wife.
Wait, do I get one of those?
Yes, that counts. Yeah.
Do I get a point every time I say the bride then?
Yeah.
Come
Because you're not
on.
one.
Because I wasn't.
Oh.
It's okay. It's a good thing.
We've
Go
turned
on.
that page. Oh, there's a lot. Like this movie could have.
It's on the next page too.
This movie could have just made that role or that performance
For Frank.
an antagonistic one. And
He's a sweetheart. He doesn't want to fight the people who are
he
trying
doesn't
to
want to
fight
take
him.
advantage of her. He doesn't
yeah.
want to, but he eventually kind of does, and then they do all their edgelord shit,
Yeah.
which was fine. I think the tattoos and stuff. I was
Yeah.
like, whatever.
See, that just felt like a cute montage kind of thing, like silly. But
Until he started like really getting into it. But even at the very end, when she rebuffs his offer.
yeah.
He's like, "Cool, be you. Can I just hang out?
Yeah.
Can I just keep hanging out?"
Yeah.
Can
And
I
that
stay?
was great. I like, yeah. You don't have to be anything other than with me.
Yeah.
Told JD they reminded me of pandemic dating. They
Yeah.
have these specific limitations and they're forced together and like go.
And they stay together because they have that shared awful trauma. And
Trauma
they build from
bonding.
it. Yeah.
It's a real thing.
I think this movie's worth it.
One of
but
the
I
things,
just didn't.
One of the things I wish that had touched on a little bit more is that, and it just occurred to me, they dig her up specifically to be a companion for Frank.
Yeah.
And it feels a little bit like a much maligned sci-fi film.
Passengers.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Passengers. And she wakes up and she finds out what happens. And
he's in that one they stole her life.
Yeah.
In this one, she dead.
Yeah, that's true.
There's different levels.
Reverse.
There's
Yeah.
different levels of agency.
Yeah,
that
yeah.
are, like I don't know if
It
they're
feels similar of like something, I guess, not having the agency, right? Of
Yeah,
not having
like-
the choice.
Chris Pratt took her agency away. This one was like, she's dead. Let's
Yeah.
give her some.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just a little
What do you
bit.
say? Just
Yeah.
a little bit.
Let's
Yeah.
let her loose. See what happens.
I mean, she's my wife, but
My wife.
we'll wake her up.
Speaking of slash film, I was listening to the show today, and I guess Jeff was talking about actors who are acting, and you're watching them acting.
I didn't get to watch it yet.
It was
I saw the title that they all hated it.
they
but
all
that's
hated it.
Yeah.
But Jeff
I
went somewhere
started
I didn't
listening to
expect,
it too, and I was
which
like, "Oh, they hate it."
actors acting, and like this is something where you just watch actors do their acting.
I mean,
and I loved watching her do her acting. Like,
I mean-
maybe you're either charmed by what she's doing on screen or not. But whatever Jessie Buckley was doing this entire film, I was all in on.
he's right, but I don't think that's necessarily a problem in something
Right.
this broad.
Right.
Yeah.
This movie's a scream.
Mhm.
So sorry, there's not as much nuance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I will say every time that Jessie Buckley was Mary Shelley, I wasn't like, oh, more of this, please.
Mhm.
Like that didn't. I understand what they were doing, but it was a big swing for the character, and it was a tough like kind of dialogue delivery for me to listen to. But it mostly is in the first like 15 minutes of the movie, and then it kind of like takes a back seat, and she is just the bride for most of it.
Yeah.
So that worked for me.
Does this movie work better without
Hold on.
Mary Shelley?
I was actually going to ask that before anybody answers that.
Yeah.
What if, tiniest tweak, it's not Mary Shelley necessarily possessing, she's just an omniscient narrator and informs the story.
Instead of what she does, which is actively.
Involve herself and
Right.
direct the story. So like she's just saying it and she's omniscient, so she knows motivation, she knows things, maybe even a little bit of magical realism of like, I'm going to tell her this,
Yeah.
as opposed to a full dual personality possession that is established and doesn't really go anywhere.
I thought it was just, okay, sometimes with writing, like there's almost this source place of if you're writing a character, you almost hope to get possessed by your character a little bit. Like, tell me about you, tell me all the things. And it was like this reversal of that, which I thought was weird, but I like enjoyed it because of that though too. So
Yeah, there's the idea that like all of your protagonists are just different versions of you, and this makes that kind of literal for her, really.
Yes.
So,
Anything else?
It wasn't a boring sit.
No.
No, I was all in. I really enjoyed it. I think it sounds like you didn't. It sounds like you enjoyed it.
No, I'm glad I saw it, but I didn't enjoy it.
Oh, okay.
It's a fine line.
Yeah.
I do not think I wasted my time.
Mhm.
I do not think it was a bad sit. The movie frustrated me because it just did. Narratively, structurally, it frustrated me.
Yeah. I get it. We walked. I'm like, oh, I understand why people might not like it. But for each of those weird things that don't really connect, I was like, fun.
I wouldn't go as far as to say it's a bad movie at all. I don't think it's a bad movie. I just don't. I wish I had another pass. I wish there was a cleaner. I wish there was a longer version that actually explored these ideas.
I would love a director's cut.
I would love a
as
director's
opposed
cut.
to 3 minutes of screen time collectively towards this, movement subplot.
Yeah.
And why were the mobsters even fucking there? They didn't and the way that it all ends too with the giant shootouts, the entire like Bonnie and Clyde aesthetic too. Whatever, it was immaterial whatsoever to the like. It was just a bunch of things evoking a bunch of things without going anywhere. And I think you could. I think that maybe you can accomplish the rage. You can accomplish the aggravation. You can accomplish the message without the distraction. Yeah, the distraction kept distracting me.
I'll be very curious to see because Lee Cronin has his Mummy adaptation coming out this year, which also looks like it is taking a complete swing, like complete displacement from the source material. Very little to do with the original film.
Looks terrifying.
These two films in dialogue with each other over the course of 26 and why people like one and don't like the other and vice versa. I think that's going to be a fun discussion.
Yeah.
We just saw the trailer for the first time, like the one that reveals what's actually happening in the.
Gross.
And she was like, "I'm not doing it."
That's just like straight up mummy possession-ish kind of thing. Yeah.
She's tapping out, which I
It's
understand.
Evil Dead Rise, but in a sarcophagus.
I need to rewatch Evil Dead Rise. It hit me the wrong way.
It was fine.
That's just it. It hit me the wrong way, and it was fine.
Needed more cheese grater.
It's the worst Evil Dead movie
Yeah.
because there's no bad Evil Dead movie.
Right. Exactly. Yeah.
But it's definitely the worst Evil Dead movie for me.
Full circle. I like it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did we do it? We did it.
Yeah.
I loved it.
Deal with it.
I hope they do a director's cut because I'll watch that.
I would watch the director's cut.
I'll buy this on Blu-ray. What's next week?
Oh,
An
next
oldie.
week. Next week so this year one of our favorite writer directors is going to make a Resident Evil movie, and we thought it would be advantageous, maybe ostentatious, perhaps ambitious, to watch and review every single Resident Evil film.
That's my reaction.
Oh,
Whoa.
God.
So we'll see if we make it.
No.
I've only
I'm
seen
legit
2 of the
excited
6.
for one.
I've only seen one.
I love
So
one.
I'm excited to go through.
I'm excited
all of
to
them with you
rewatch.
guys.
One a month.
Don't listen
We're
to
gonna give it a
Terry's
shot.
whining. They're fun.
I actually
They're
have.
fun.
What
I believe
What
Noah.
did I title them? What the series? So we did Mission
Mission's
Impossible.
Probable.
We did Twilight.
Uh-huh.
Resident Evil. Evenings with Other Alice. A Resident Evil retrospective.
Oh my God! I'm
sponsored by our proud partners at the Umbrella Corporation TM.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
So we're gonna try and get through all of them in time for the new one, which I think is slated for September.
Oy fadoofa.
Somebody has to wear Wesker sunglasses during that, please.
Oh, for sure.
Well, but not till like the 5th
you
movie.
think I'm not going to
right?
bring a prop?
I don't know when he comes in. And then maybe we'll do the Hunger Games. I think we're slated for
doing the
Hunger
Hunger
Games.
Games.
Yeah.
When do I get to pick one?
What are you gonna pick?
This doc lives. This
Yeah,
doc
yes, yeah.
keeps living, and there's slots.
Yeah.
Go into
I
it.
thought you were going to do Final Destination.
I thought we were too. I guess not.
Oh, you host this.
Yeah, dude.
All right. We did it. Hey, tell us again, where can we find you, Matt Monagle?
It would be super cool if everybody here and everybody who's listening went to certifiedforgotten.com/newsletter and signed up for our free Friday newsletters. That's a super great way to support us.
Wonderful.
I'm going to do that.
Which of the Resident Evil movies should I put you down for?
Oh,
Oh,
not even a question. You're coming
I
back.
am. You know, I'll take any of them because I am Team Mia forever.
Resident Evil.
team to be on.
Resident Evil Apocalypse.
Her first album, really good.
Tell me when.
An album?
Tell me when.
Really good.
Resident Evil Extinction.
Extinction.
You want
I
Extinction?
want Extinction. That's
You want Russell Mulcahy?
Yeah, I like that one. That's the one. Thank you.
All right.
All right. It's May 20th. I'll see you then.
Great.
And thank you, everyone, for coming in here and hanging out with us and chatting about The Bride. Email us at cultpopgo@gmail.com. That's it. We did it.
We did it.
Ta-da.
Yunkjunk!